As I look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then storming winds go too cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done, but the time is hit you, you're not surprised.
Physicality.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Snort, Burnell, Dspgaming. eBay is full of scammers. Oh boy. Apparently someone asked if Phil would be willing to part with some of those statues that he has in the guest bedroom or the guest room or whatever room that's in, and he's not doing anything with. There's also something else in the title too, but I missed that part. So Phil's basically saying that he got scammed at one time on eBay years ago, and now all of a sudden he just has no trust for it. I don't know. I guess no honor amongst thieves, I guess. Another thing that I think that should be brought up. Let's see what else do I have in the news day here. Like I said, the girlfriend Kat has been MIA for a little bit. Not sure what the deal is with her. Apparently Phil has been upset though too that he had to eat leftovers the other day. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. I guess the first meal she made there was, what was it? Macaroni salad, and then like sliced brisket sliders or something along those lines. And Phil got upset that he had to eat that the next day. Hey, she's obviously a normal person. No one has time to sit there and be cooking every single day, or if you guys had finished it the night before. But it's obvious that she cooked a lot on purpose, you know what I mean? So it would span a couple days. But apparently Phil wants fresh made din din every day, no matter what. This is not an exception. When she was hired as a maid, she already knew the rules. All the cooking and cleaning need to be done on time every week, and dinner needs to be on the table at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. as well as it needs to be fresh every day. He doesn't do leftovers. So there you go. Why Phil is so butthurt, I don't know. But then again, this whole new maid story is just awkward. It don't sound right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the more and more we hear about it, it just sounds cultish. You know what I mean? This girl sat there and left all of social media and has no ambitions of going back on there. You know what I mean? Does she not have any friends? Does she not have any family? Like, what's the problem? It just seems weird. It just seems awkward. You know what I mean? It makes you wonder exactly where did you find this chick? And more importantly, why did she agree to go with you? It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. But we'll dissect that when more information comes out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG network and production. Oh boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Here with Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. eBay is full of scammers, rage quitting, rage quitting Dragon Ball FighterZ. We'll listen to what he has to say, and we'll touch on that in another video. And the fundraiser at the end of the month, if I remember correctly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Networking Productions. We all know the slogan, so watch me work.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
Sadly, my power went out. What ended up happening was there was a pretty big windstorm that came through my area here.
Yeah, Mother Nature is a pretty prominent detractor. I have to agree with Snort Burnell on that.
Right as I was starting to stream, in fact, earlier in the morning it had been this big downpour of rain, but it was just rain. It wasn't like crazy, winds or whatever, and there wasn't even really like a wind advisory or anything around here that I had heard of, so I really wasn't too concerned. I didn't think that anything would happen. And all that being said, all of a sudden, I'm streaming for about an hour and a half. I started at 11:30. It was around just before 1:30 p.m. So I was streaming for about 2 hours. And boom, all the power goes out. Now, typically when the power goes out here, it comes right back. Like, it'll come back within 30 seconds. So it goes out, it actually does come back, and then immediately, it dies again. Now, there's a good news, bad news situation. The good news is, number one, I have a universal power supply connected to the stuff that's the most important / most expensive.
This shocks me.
Indeed.
So, for example, my PC, modem, monitors, all that equipment is hooked up to a universal power supply. So my PC doesn't just go boom and shut down and fry everything.
I learned my lesson back in Connecticut when I used to build PCs. That's 100% a lie.
Probably.
Unbelievable.
And I lost 2,000, actually they were about $2,000 PCs during an electrical storm, okay? So everything there was fine, but all my consoles and everything just went, turned off completely. So the bad news is, guess what, folks?
So you had a universal power supply for the PC and for everything else, but you didn't have any on the game consoles? Ah, okay. So basically you're saying that you're gonna have the fan base buy you new consoles soon. Gotcha. You gotta get that 4K, ladies and gentlemen. He has to have that 4K for the business.
All of that gameplay that I had done, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas earlier today, which was, about an hour's worth of solid gameplay. I'd done 2 missions for OG Loke. I was in the middle of a third one. None of them count. They're all scrapped. They're all completely bullshit, gone. Because remember, I'm playing San Andreas. It is an HD upscaled version, yes, but they didn't modernize it. They didn't add in auto saving or anything like that.
So, yeah, it sucks that this happened. And so a whole hour of gameplay lost. I hadn't saved my game.
That's pretty funny.
So I have to redo that entire hour of gameplay. Karma, it is what it is. It's life, I guess. I gotta be a man.
What?
Huh? And deal with it. Alright.
Alright.
I hurt my neck last night. This week in particular, with my girlfriend moving in, there was a lot of strenuous activity, and no, it's not what you lewd people are thinking. There's a lot of moving stuff around, moving her.
Wait a second. First off, alright, first oh man, I'm sorry. Okay. Alright. Let me try to be mature about this. So first thing, right? Oh boy. Alright, first thing first. One, being that you guys just moved in with each other, it should be expected that there was some late night exercise. Exercise that was being done. That should be expected. Two, as Snort Burnell said on screen, you don't do anything. Like you don't get any other physical exercise. You don't actually go out walking. You don't do any push-ups or sit-ups. You don't have any weights, at least that I know of. You don't do anything. So of course everything probably fucking hurts. You know what I mean? Not to be honest. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, you're just, you know what I'm saying? Like you merely exist. You're not living. With that being said, hey Phil, who did all the work that night? Just out of curiosity. Also, before we get into that, you don't have to get directly into that. But don't you got like a hand cart or something? Like, could you not, could you not carry it upstairs? Could you not handle it some other way? You could have asked Kat to carry it. Something. I mean, this is sad, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, just imagine when some of you guys hit 35, 36, and you can't lift 50 pounds. Wow.
Stuff in, moving stuff around the house to get stuff set up for her. Her office alone had a lot of equipment and stuff that I was moving around and, cleaning and stuff. And I actually, first of all, I hurt my arm earlier this week. My right arm, I was moving something around the house, and I felt a very sharp pull / stabbing pain.
Here's the thing. He said that was earlier in the week, right? Do you guys remember him at all mentioning that on a pre-stream or anything like that? No. So that's convenient, isn't it?
Wow.
In the joint of my elbow and, my right arm. And I was like, oh, fuck. So my right arm's been hurting me all week. Obviously, I must have hurt all the muscles in it. Lifting heavy
What muscles?
stuff and moving it around.
Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is the same guy who was like, I was jacked back in his earlier years, and a lot of that residual muscle definition is still there. But you lifted one thing, and now all of a sudden you have this shooting pain up your arm or something, like you got like a pinched nerve or something. Wow.
House. So that finally, that happened about the middle of the week. That was finally.
It certainly did not build him for tough. I'll say that much. They did not build him for tough.
Healing, and actually the arm's still a little sore, but it's been feeling a lot better. But more than likely what happened is my body started overcompensating for the fact that my arm hurt. So I started straining my neck, and then last night, all of a sudden, I just wrenched my neck the wrong way, and I got stabbing, shooting nerve pain from the back of the right side of my neck all the way down the right side of my shoulder. And it fucking hurts. If I turn my head to the left or down, it hurts bad. I can actually turn my head to the right and up, and it's fine. But if I turn my head
to the same direction where you have to look when you're playing your games, right? Because his TV, back against the wall, his TV's to his right. So I guess that means every time he looks at the other PC or his calendar, it hurts. Well, that's pretty convenient, isn't it? Isn't that convenient?
to the left or down, it fucking hurts, man.
So, the good news is, I have a job where I play video games all day. I'm like the man's man. I'm the strongest. I am a heterosexual through and through. Doing a 9 to 5 would be easy. This injury, by the way, it's a lingering injury I've had for a long time. I actually got it just a day or two before I went to a Street Fighter tournament. The last major Street Fighter tournament I ever attended.
This was during the days of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, okay? So we're talking a good, a long time ago, 6-7 years ago, when that game was, like, new and fresh, okay? I actually remember what happened. This was back when I lived in Connecticut, and I was standing in the doorway of my bathroom, and it was the morning, and I was stretching, all my muscles and everything, and I was stretching my neck to the left and right, and I stretched my neck to the left, and I felt a cracking and a sharp nerve pain in my neck, and immediately I had shooting nerve pain, just like I had last night, through my neck, through my shoulder, only then it was even worse. It shot all the way down through my right arm, so bad it went into my thumb, my right thumb, and I lost all feeling in my right thumb for about a month. It was completely numb. That's how bad it was. So obviously it was a really bad nerve pinch. And it sucked because I had a Street Fighter tournament in Atlanta, of all places, that I was going to. I had scheduled to go, and I was supposed to play Marvel vs. Capcom 3 as well as Super Turbo in this tournament. And so I entered, and actually I take it back. Was it Atlanta? No, it wasn't Atlanta. It was Philadelphia. I take that completely back, guys. It was Philadelphia. And I entered this tournament, and my first round match, I'm trying to play, I can't feel my thumb. So I can't tell if I'm hitting the buttons. I can't tell what I'm doing. And I basically threw the match. I said, I can't play this. Like, I can't even do a basic 3-hit combo because I can't feel when my fingers touching the joystick. And then later on, I had another match. I just forfeit. And that tournament was the biggest waste of money for me. I went back to my hotel room. No lie. I played Dragon Age, what was it, 2? What was the name of Dragon Age 2? I can't remember. But anyway, Dragon Age 2. I went back and played it in my hotel room on my PS4 and captured it, because this is back when I used the camera, for about 8 straight hours. For a day during the tournament, instead of playing the tournament. and uploaded the videos to YouTube. So it was like a normal day of work as if I had been at home. Because my thumb was so bad.
Shout out!
Wait. Okay. So he said that he tried to play Marvel vs. Capcom 3, couldn't play because he couldn't feel his thumb touching the buttons. Now, if I remember correctly, you play on a stick, Phil, not a pad. So, and though people do sometimes use their thumb to hit buttons, usually on the second row, you can go without that. And you've been playing long enough that you should know that. So, and even if it was shooting through his whole hand, for example, he says it was just his thumb that was numb. But what? He should have been able to use. Nah, he should have been able to use his under fingers. I'm gonna call bullshit on that one, Phil. Not to say that's not possible, but I'm gonna call that bullshit. And here's why. You said that you went up to your hotel room and you played Dragon Age for 8 hours on a pad. I'm guessing. So that means you would have had and you said with your right thumb. So that means you would have had to use your right thumb to hit the buttons, right? So how is it that you were able to use your thumb that's numb to hit the buttons for Dragon Age, but yet you couldn't use the other 4 fingers you have on your right hand to play in this tournament? Like your thumb was enough to take you out of it. I've seen people with broken thumbs play in tournaments on a arcade stick. I don't know. I'm gonna call bullshit on that. That don't sound right. That damn sure don't sound right. Let's continue. DSP News.
Mr. Swaggin's getting things started with a cheer.
Are you a functional retard? I have to ask.
He says, do you have any statues left that you love so much to the point you would never sell them? I remember that the big-ass Joker you had, probably my favorite one. I still have a ton of statues. Or I could try to sell them online. Problem is online, if you want to sell on Amazon, you have to file to be a business, which I'm not going to do. It's stupid. That's definitely what I want. I'd start filing to be an online business just to sell a couple statues. Or I could try on eBay, but eBay's...
You do have a business license, though, if I remember correctly. Just saying.
full of scammers.
That's like me, right? That's like me.
So, no, like, I have no aspirations. I must hold on to this one statue. I'd rather just get rid of them and honestly make a couple $1,000. That would help me, I'm sure, towards my tax situation and everything going on. But instead, they're just sitting here in limbo forever, stuck, and I don't know if I'll ever get rid of them, honestly. It just kind of sucks.
And why don't you do a real giveaway and give them all, and, you know, send them off? Just saying. Also, you do realize that eBay still has its hang-ups. You know, you still got shitty people on there sometimes. But for the most part, it's a pretty consistent way of doing it. People bounce back and forth between eBay and Amazon all the time. You can get a lot out of there. You know what I mean? A lot of the bigger merchandise chains have eBay accounts. You don't even have to go to their websites anymore if you don't want to, or if there's something on their website like a Sears or a JCPenney, for example, Bloomingdale's, so on and so forth. If you can't find something on their website, you can go to their eBay account and you can probably find it. Whether you find your size or not that's a crapshoot in itself, but you could theoretically find it. eBay has come a long way since back in your day, Phil. Like, they've taken a lot of precautions against people getting screwed over and whatnot. They've done this on purpose because there was a lot of scammers up there at one time, and they were getting away with murder pretty consistently. But now, you know what I mean? They've clamped down on some of that. Not everything. Nothing in life is perfect, but it's better. It's better than it was. Just saying.
Oh my God! Radar Ritter says only buyers or only sellers scam you on eBay, not buyers. Wrong. I was scammed by a buyer.
The money is mine, and I want the money. Man, I'm stupid.
Yep.
I had a game console. I listed it up there for sale. Someone bought it via PayPal, paid me. I waited 4 days for the PayPal funds to clear. Then I mailed them the console. And as the console was in transit, I got a claim on PayPal. Oh, this was a fraudulent charge by a stolen credit card. Therefore, all funds have been refunded. So then I tried to contact the guy. Of course, he didn't respond because he was a scammer. So then I tried to contact the mailing group who I mailed it through. And they said, oh, sorry, we can't stop it. So he gets it no matter what. So not only did he keep his money, then he kept his, he kept my fucking console.
Snort Burnell says #old karma. Good shit.
Too. So I got double fucked. Yep.
You don't want to be butt fucked. Trust me.
And there's no defense against it. That's the problem with eBay. It's a piece of shit, really. It really is. It's dependent on the trust of two parties who are actually going to be trustworthy when you know.
Phil, stop talking out your ass. You haven't used eBay in years. Okay, if that happened to you, that happened to you a long time ago. And I'm pretty confident that it happened to you a long, long, long time ago because I'm pretty sure you said that the last time someone brought up the topic of you selling your statues and doing it on eBay. And that's when you said that you had gone to some of the comic book shops around and some of these collection shops here, and they were going to give you not even close to what it's worth. But then again, if the damn thing's useless to you anyway, and it's just collecting dust, why don't you just sell it just to get it off your hands? But you didn't want to do that. You're hoping that it'll eventually go up in value, which it won't, because most of your stuff is broken anyway. You even admitted that on the move from Connecticut to Seattle. Just saying. DSP News.
For a fact, you guys know, if I were to start listing stuff on eBay, it'd be 100% scammers bidding on it.
Infinite just did another 100-bit cheer. He says Papaloo wants to know if you miss him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all miss Papaloo. Of course we did.
I love you, Papaloo. I love you.
Listen, Papaloo's not a bad guy. He just gets way overblown with what he says and does. I don't think he's ever honestly hurt anyone, and that's a good thing. He's not in here doing nasty stuff. He just gets way too excited and takes things too far sometimes. So, there you go. Level 3 done. Over.
Hey, ragequit! Oh my god, he made... If that is not an appropriate end to my final match with Dragon Ball FighterZ, I don't know what is. I really don't know what is. I don't know what else is an appropriate ending to this piece of shit game.
Wow.
Why am I toxic? More toxic, more toxic. Someone who doesn't deserve any popularity on YouTube because he's a bad person, because this is how he plays games.
Yep.
He doesn't respect game developers. He
Nope.
just insults them constantly.
He sure does.
That's what Phil is. He's a bad person. He's a bad gamer.
Yep.
But here's the evidence. Look at this. This is how you don't play video for this game. It's terrible. He's a
shit. This is how you don't play. I got better videos than that I can direct you to prove that case. That's light work. That is a Monday for most detractors, sir. You don't know. You really don't.
Dinosaur of the internet. He's done. Look at this. He's falling apart.
Yeah, you kind of are. Oh boy. Okay, so
now I'm really never reinstalling it. I'm done with it.
Okay, that's when rage quit.
Non-stop server drops, non-stop rage quits, non-stop leg spikes, non-stop connection claiming it's 2 frames, yet then the server drops, so obviously it wasn't.
Oh,
Non-stop online spamming of light attacks that beats everything.
Well, damn. Well, I'll still make another video about this, but damn, this is actually pretty good. I haven't seen this yet.
Non-stop unsafe shit pattern gameplay online that you can't punish because of online gameplay. Dragon Ball FighterZ is a good game offline. Online, it's a complete and utter waste of fucking time. I don't care what any other streamer, any other pro gamer says. They're a bunch of fucking asshole idiots. They don't know what they're talking about, and the only
they're a bunch of asshole idiots because they have an opinion about a game that's not giving them problems like it's giving you. Wow, that business internet was certainly money well spent, wasn't it? Jesus Christ.
They're playing online is to get your views and your money. That game is a...
Isn't that not the same thing you're doing? You're playing games so you can get their views and their money? You sound like a hypocrite, Phil. What's wrong with you?
Piece of fucking shit online, and I'm never ever wasting a moment of my time again on it. Period. Game fucking over.
Burn in hell, Burnell.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm gonna burn in hell for the rest of eternity because of it.
Yeah, more likely.
You can't change who you are, I guess.
Sure can't.
But before we get there, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thanks for the money, dummies, because that's exactly what you fucking are. A bunch of fucking empty-headed idiots who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it. Thanks.
If you're a supporter of Phil's, every time you go to a Snort Burnell video, and I know that you guys do that because I've seen it and other people have pointed it out, when you hear this particular sound bit, you have to know that he's talking about you guys on a subconscious level. I'm just saying, it's directed to you guys on a subconscious level. That must be hurtful, but I wouldn't know.
Wow. Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm sorry, folks, I tried. The online connections were absolutely god-awful. This time I played on pad instead of on my joystick, so I had 2 less milliseconds of delay. It just wasn't. The game online is almost unplayable. It's an endless army of people doing things that are completely unsafe you could not do in an offline environment. I myself am a former pro fighting game player. Any moment, I could pick up a controller and I could play any game at professional level.
Like, keep mashing light attack, beating everything in the game because you can't react to it. You just keep spamming and beating everything.
Well, for one, you keep smashing buttons yourself. That was kind of proven and whatnot in somebody else's video. I haven't seen it yet. Excuse me, but you keep mashing buttons. That's why those counters keep coming up every time you get hit. So that's your first thing. Second thing, your timing's off. Third, your reflexes are shot, man. Like, your reflexes aren't very good because you didn't take care of yourself and whatnot. Your reactions are horrible. You probably need glasses at this point, I would guess. I mean, the meta's changed. The game has expanded and it evolved, and you quit early on, and so you didn't evolve with it. And it's not that you're too far behind that you can't catch back up, but you're too damn lazy. So, yeah, you're kind of complaining for no reason.
Because of the amount of lag online.
I'm not a whiny baby. I'm a mature adult.
Sure you are.
And I'm not a children's entertainer.
You certainly are.
People doing hit strains into air dash, which you should be able to do reactionary anti-air, can't do it online. When they're that close, it does not come out in time, no matter what. Even if it says 1 millisecond, you do the hit strain, okay, I know it's coming. Anti-air comes out too late and gets stuck.
Wow.
From real close.
Like
point blank dragon range, which is point blank when they do the move that does the auto combo and launches you in the air for air combo. Can't do anything about it online. You see it, oh, let me react, can't. Done, you're already hit. It's too laggy. Even with all that...
It's not too laggy, you're just too slow. And the only reason why you're bitching this way, and this goes back to what Almighty Tevin had said, if it wasn't for that frame counter at the very top of the screen, he wouldn't be complaining this much. Or he wouldn't be complaining about lag and delay and all that shit. He uses that right there as justification. And it's not. Especially when you have other people like, for example, Maximilian, who he likes to call out a lot, as well as these other guys who are sitting there fighting with 6 frames of delay, sometimes 7, and yet everything is still pretty silky smooth. There's a couple of hiccups, but they don't even bring it up. And if you see it, you see it. They don't need to bring it up to you. You can see it. You're watching them live while they're playing it. But yet, Philip Burnell here needs to point every little fucking thing out to make himself sound like he's so goddamn superior. You just sound like a crying little bitch. I'm sorry, Phil. It's what it sounds like. You sound like an old man who has gotten old and who has lost touch. You can't keep up anymore. You can't compete. Sorry, Phil. You're just too old. You didn't take care of yourself. All those years when you could have done something to keep up with yourself physically, you didn't do it. You pay for medical insurance each year. When was the last time you went to the doctor, Phil? When was the last time you had a physical? Last time you had your eye exam? When's the last time you did anything? You're too old. When's the last time you picked up a weight? When's the last time you went outside walking? When's the last time you did anything? Your reflexes and reactions are shot. It is what it is. You're getting old. Your critical thinking is, and then here's the thing that's even more important, Phil. The meta has changed. The mind game is done. It's different. And you can't even comprehend it. The game moves too fast, and there's too much that's going on, and you just can't keep up with it. And you can't do anything about it. You're just stuck now. And you can throw out all the excuses that you want, but let's be honest, Phil. It's not necessarily the fact that you got old. But not only did you get old, Phil, but you didn't do anything to keep up with what you had. You're not even smart enough to go ahead and keep up with the meta. You quit the game, and then the game continued to move forward while you didn't. You came back and you got smacked up. And even still, and to at least to that point, your win-loss percentage isn't too bad. But in truth, though, the only reason why that was is for a little while, at least on your first run, you were able to keep up with everybody. You were doing all right. Now your losses your losses are starting to stack up a little bit. That's really what it comes down to. You just can't compete, and you're not man enough to admit it. So I'll say it for you. You can't compete. Your simple little 1-2 hit combos and whatnot to your same old finishers, it's done. People have already evolved past that. People have already figured out better strategies around it. People who not only have good reactions and reflexes have also figured out the mind game. They've mentally and physically gotten better. You haven't done anything. You thought you could just come back for some cheap views. And you got beaten out. It's not even about competitive level anymore. the casuals have gotten better. And guess what, Phil? They're still casuals. Just saying. DSP News.
Going on today, still, servers kept dropping. I must have dropped at least 5 to 6 matches, if not more. Disconnected from server. So it's not any better. You know, I waited a month of playing this game. I can't do it anymore. I can't waste any more time on a game that Bandai Namco doesn't care about improving. In fact, I hate to say it, you know, Bandai Namco, a week into this game, admitted publicly the game's netcode was bad. They said it on their own Twitter. We're sorry that the online experience is so bad, we're working on it. They didn't patch the game once to improve it at all. And now they're going to sell DLC. They've already announced the first...
You idiot, DLC was announced when the game came out. That's what the Z Pass was. We all knew that before... I knew that before I even pre-ordered it. So what are you talking about? No one's trying to sell anything. It was already in the pipeline. We all knew it. Everybody was just waiting on what the characters were going to be. So, stop. Just stop. You're not doing yourself any favors. When this DSP... When I do that Dragon Ball FighterZ video, Phil, you're not going to like it. I'm going to end up hitting you really fucking hard. I'm going to tell you that now. I'm going to hit you really, really hard with that. You are not going to like what's going to come at you. Because I'm going to give you the hard truth, and you're not going to like it. You're really not.
DLC characters, Broly and Bardock.
Go and watch Volt Boy's video, watch SJ Samosa's, and watch David Davidson's videos on you real fast. Actually, I think D, as well as Mimology 101, also made videos on you, on your Dragon Ball FighterZ. Watch all of that and whatnot, and you might have a good idea of how I come at you, but you're not going to like the way I'm going to come at you. I'm going to come at you very, very harshly. But I think you need to hear it.
Coming soon. It'll be in the next few weeks, and we'll announce when they're out. Wait a minute. You told us 3 weeks ago you were going to fix the netcode. You didn't even patch the fucking game to fix it, and you're going to sell DLC already.
So I see where this is going. I hate to say it. I see where this is going. Everything's got to be about making the almighty dollar. That's like me, right? That's like me.
Bandai Namco, Arxis, whoever you want to blame, they got the money from everyone. It's in their pocket. We gotta get more revenue. Who cares if the game actually works well online or not? So many people are hyping the game for offline tournaments. It doesn't matter that the online play kind of sucks, right? Because people will keep playing it to get views, to get money. They're gonna get. It's the same thing that happens with all these overhyped fighting games over the past few years. That sadly are not very good, but people are gonna keep playing them and keep hyping them, hyping them to make money. It's a shame. It really is a shame. Me? I'm a variety streamer. I don't have to sit here and play a game that I know is bad online. And you know.
Is that right? So why is it that you have all these complaints about PUBG, but you still play it? I'll wait. Because it's funny how, and I pointed this out in other videos, you got paid $1,250 to play that game, and now it's kind of become a what is it that you used to say with Panda Lee whenever she used to make a new homemade dish? It's in your repertoire. There you go. It's in your repertoire now. That's like your go-to game now. You know what I mean? This is well after you got paid your $12.50 for it. That's where you go now for your views, or hopefully they bring in some subs when shit's looking kind of shaky. So it's funny how, you know, all the shit that you're starting to throw out there. Did you not say the same thing about PUBG in a little bit? That it had its problems and you didn't like the connections and you didn't like this, that, and the third? But yeah, you still play it. So what's going on? So in PUBG, you can kind of hold your ground for a little bit. It gives you a lot of time to talk to the fan base so they can give you more money. Whereas with Dragon Ball FighterZ, you're just getting embarrassed left and right, and you're just starting to get fed up with it. I'm just asking.
People who are such fanboys of Dragon Ball FighterZ will make up every excuse in the book. It's your router. Oh, it's my router. That's why I can play Call of Duty, Star Wars Battlefront, PUBG, and a million other games online.
Well, I don't know about a million other games, but it's obvious that your connection's not very good. I mean, despite your internet speed and everything like that, there's obviously your connection is the issue. Almighty Tevin pointed that out too. Actually, a couple of different people actually pointed that out. You might want to address that, Phil. You may want to address that.
And I don't have this problem. Only Dragon Ball FighterZ do I keep disconnecting from server and having this amount of lag, but it's my router's fault is the reason why, right? Oh, it's because you're streaming. Oh, because I don't stream when I play those other games too, right? But you see what I mean? Every fucking excuse in the book to try to defend the game instead of just admitting, alright, the game ain't so good online. They don't want to hear that because they want to...
No. Here's the thing. Just because it's not any good for you doesn't mean everybody else needs to kind of follow your trend. It doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? That's like, for example, if I had a beef with, I don't know, any one of your moderators. I don't know who you have now. A lot of them guys got rotated out. But if I had a beef with one of your moderators or whatnot, and that shit's starting to get really fucking serious and shit, and we're both really starting to get annoyed, and there's starting to be some real problems. If one of them runs to you and be like, "Hey man, you gotta get this guy GTG off me, man. He's relentless, and and you know what I'm saying? I fucked up. Phil, help me out." Phil's not gonna help you because Phil's not gonna want none of the heat that comes from that. It's just not gonna work. It doesn't work out that way. Just like, for example, if I was on the other side of that coin and I ran to, I don't know, whoever, anybody that I've casually talked to that's a detractor and whatnot. If I went to Memology and D, for example, and I told them their problems, that's not their problem, man. It's not. Whatever issue that I have with your moderator, Phil, is between me and your moderator. That's it. Anybody else he brings in, that's free smoke. And vice versa. Other than that, that's between the two of us. And to be honest with you, you should start no argument with anybody that you can't finish. So there you go, same concept. But the point is that just because you have a problem with the game and you got all these other people who don't have a problem with the game, they shouldn't just convert to you because you said it. You don't hold no ground. You know what I'm saying? You're one person against a couple of thousand, maybe even more than that. It is what it is. It's just like those people who are really pissed off that Marvel Infinite is no longer at EVO. It's kind of shitty that that's the case. Well, it is, but it's like a side tournament, which you all know what that means when it gets relegated to that. And it sucks that it still has a very loyal fan base, but it's been taken out of EVO sequence. Does that make it a bad game? No. It means that Capcom wasn't willing to do what it needed to do to support the game. And in turn, people flock to something else. Some people even go as far as saying that Marvel Infinite was actually sabotaged by Dragon Ball FighterZ. But that's a different conversation. We'll save for another time.
Be part of this big fanboy mentality that Dragon Ball FighterZ is the best fighting game on the planet. We gotta watch it.
It's great. I enjoy it. I don't know if it's the best game on the planet, but it's damn sure fun. I enjoy it.
Every stream of it, go to watch every tournament stream of it. We gotta play it online. We gotta be part of this hype nonsense. I don't buy into that. The game.
Really? What do you mean you don't buy into it? You already rage quit it once. The only reason why you came back is because people in your fan base said that the game got better. So it's obvious that you were trying to cash in on those same views too, dumbass. So what the hell are you talking about? You're a fucking hypocrite for saying some stupid shit like that. It'd been different if you were a man and you sat there and be like, you know what, I played the game the first time, and even though you guys are telling me that the connections are better, or, you know, Arc fixed the problems, or whatever the case may be, I'm going to leave it alone for a little while longer because I'm just not ready to jump into it. You didn't do that. What you did is you realized that your gameplays are doing shit and that you really needed something, and PUBG wasn't going to carry the burden for you any longer. So you reinstalled the game after you, not only did you rage quit the game, but you actually deleted the game. So then you decided to go back, reinstall it, and play it, and then you got your ass handed to you. That's what really happened. So don't sit there and try to throw that shit on everybody else and making them seem like the hypocrite. You're the bitch who needed the views. You're the bitch who needed the donations. Don't ever forget that. DSP News.
I'll be honest, I like the game. I like the character design. I like the artistic design, the music, the state.
If that was the case, you would have gutted it out then. You would sit there and do what needs to be done to be better at the game. Period. If the game is fun, then why would you go ahead and delete a game off your console that's not fun? I don't understand. I'm sorry. Is online play the only thing that was there? Is that the only thing you can make money off of? Do you not play? You couldn't play it in your spare time? You couldn't let Kat maybe get on there and see if she wants to test it out? Or does she already have it for PC? You see what I'm saying? Everything that you do is for the sake of money, which is the very same thing that you're sitting there blaming on these guys right here. The problem is you do that with every game. If it's true that they do it with one game. And just because that right there is the game, that is the game right now that everybody's enjoying and everybody's having a good time with, and more importantly, or at least important to you, is what everybody's making their money off of. You're sitting here bitching and complaining because you're sitting here yelling and whatnot and screaming to the top of your lungs and no one cares. Do yourself a favor. Pull your panties up, put your skirt down, shut the fuck up. And then you'd be doing everybody a favor.
The gameplay itself, the core mechanics of the game, we're good. The problem is, the online play is terrible. If anyone says otherwise, they're lying to you. It's that simple. Either they have fiber optic internet, which almost no one has, or the online connections are bad and they're...
I'm sorry, you need to go to the Midwest. There's a lot of people out there that have fiber optics in the Midwest. Well, in 3 or 4 states in the Midwest, I should say.
Lying to you to get your views. That's a
You lie to everybody to get views. You lie to everybody to get money. Like I said, I still got that tax video getting ready to come out on your ass, And I still think this whole tax situation was bullshit. I still think it was nothing more than just a long con. I think, and if you do actually have a tax problem, it's not as drastic as you say it is. So yet again, you're doing a very good job of being a hypocrite, Phil.
Dang. I don't have to do that. And by the way, I'm not a high-level tournament player, so I don't have to make excuses for my loss. If I lose to a legit player who's outplaying the shit out of me, I'll admit it. In fact, that happened a couple times today.
Wow.
It's rarely happened. It's mostly mashers and things that should be easily punishable that I can't, punish online because it's too...
Here's the thing. You're sitting there trying to apply what happens on a landline onto online? How stupid are you? Seriously, how stupid are you? You can't equate online and offline play, especially to a fighting game. You're a fucking moron. You can't even justify that. Let me continue. I'm not gonna. Oh boy, that Dragon Ball FighterZ video I'm doing is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be so much fun.
Or I just can't block. Oh, he pulls an assist, does a dash, and high attack doesn't block. Well, now I lose 80% damage to a character when I just should have simply blocked, but the game doesn't work online. I'm sorry. It's just a matter of fact.
All right.
Most pro players actually have been talking about it and saying that it is the truth.
How do you know? You don't follow pro players. You don't follow anybody according to your words. So exactly where are you getting your information from?
They just keep playing the game because it makes the money,
Yeah, you were still playing the game too. The problem is that it's not making you any money because you're just really terrible at it. You know what I'm saying? There's really no game out there that can help Phil, that can actually save him, quote unquote. And he knows that, and he realizes it. What game are you, go ahead, Phil. Name me one of the new games that's coming out that you're not going to pass over for whatever bullshit reason, that you're going to play, that's going to actually save you, that's going to save Dspgaming, that's going to somehow save your Twitch, which is in sharp decline as it pertains to subs right now. Go ahead, I'll wait. The only thing you can do is cam whore your girl. And to be honest with you, she's been MIA for a while. So we don't even know what the deal is with that. So unless she's going to be out there dressing something rather skimpy, showing us something, what do you have that's going to save you, Phil? Seriously. You've been in a sharp decline for a while. You got yourself a little bit of buzz off that holiday begging, and everything's starting to dry up now. Just saying. You know what you sound like? I'm sorry for all the stuttering. You sound like someone who had gambled really, really big on Dragon Ball FighterZ, and you're not able to compete. Because I guarantee you, if you were winning, despite the fact that it takes you a little while to find games, if you were winning, you wouldn't say anything. But see, that's not the case though, is it, Phil? That's not the case at all. So now we're jumping back to what? 2000, let's say between 2004, 2007, where now all of a sudden you got all these problems, where that whole King of Hate moniker came from, because every time you lost, you act like a little bitch and had to come up with a reason why you lost. It's kind of what it sounds like. You're an old man, Phil. You really should be above all this. You said you're here to play games for fun and it's all about the experience. The funny thing is some people, even within your own community, don't have the experiences that you have. So are they all liars too? Let's not even worry about the pro players anymore. Are the very people in your fan base liars now? Come on, Phil. These are the people who give you money. If you were a man of integrity, you wouldn't care they give you money. You would tell the truth. So what's the truth then, Phil? Are you going to call them liars too? I'll wait.
So it is what it is. Their money, give their money. Then that's all I care about. I'm done with it. Sorry, Dragon Ball FighterZ.
I like you. It's a fun game, but sadly, once again, you fall into the evil empire of corporate, development of games. They don't care about improving the game and making it viable online. Then I don't care about playing your game. I'm done with it. It's over. Okay. This coming Sunday, which would be the 25th, I have to start working on my taxes.
Everyone's lazy.
I know. It sucks. For a lot of you already finished your tax.
He sounds like a kid. And how do you not have... Well, actually, there's a lot of people that actually wait till, like, the April... I don't know. I've known people waiting up till, like, April 10th to do their taxes or whatnot. But in truth, man, you want to get your taxes done as quickly as possible. So the fact that your tax attorney or the person who prepares your taxes, whatever, gave you a deadline of February whenever, you should have had that shit done to him ASAP, man. Seriously. Instead of you sitting here bitching about Dragon Ball FighterZ, you should have been out there getting your taxes done. Because you owe so much money, to the state, for that business tax. But yet you're sitting here on your ass complaining about a video game when you have real world shit that you're supposed to be doing. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. How is it that he has all this time to sit here and bitch about this game, but he hasn't done his taxes yet? The very thing that he's so nervous about, and he has to have a fundraiser at the end of April. At the end of what you're doing, you're having like some type of event at the end of February. Plus, you're doing another fundraiser at the end of April. Huh? Now that I think about that, so how is that going to work out? What's it going to be, Phil? See, that's what I'm saying. This whole shit, fucking shenanigans. Absolute shenanigans.
Right? A lot of people who have very simple taxes, you probably already filed. Some of you probably already started getting your tax refunds, which is great. For me, not so much. What I need to do, I need to sit down and I need to go through a year's worth, all of 2017. Credit card receipts, PayPal receipts, any other expenses and things that I paid. And I have to make a big spreadsheet income for every single month from every source of income that I had. And I need to sit down and make a detailed spreadsheet of all of this data for my accountant. And I need to get all this ready for him, and he wants it by the end of February. And I'll be quite frank with you guys, I don't know if I'm going to finish it in one sitting. It's usually a daunting task to sit down and go through all of my shit for the year. Every credit card, PayPal, every statement, every single, PSN transactions, Xbox Live transactions, all the Amazon transactions and the like. Anything that was related to me or the...
Jesus Christ, you really... See, that's the reason why I think you got caught in the first place. I think what it was is you were doing business write-offs, but you weren't claiming yourself as a business, and that's how you actually got caught. I think what you're doing is you're saying that people, put your address out there, and you got all these pamphlets, this, that, and the third. I think what happened was you got audited. I think they saw all these tax breaks for a business that you had and whatnot, and you were getting away with it for a little while until they actually clamped down on your ass and was like, hey, what the deal is and whatnot, and you tried to backtrack and you couldn't. I'm slowly but surely just starting to devise that's what actually happened to you, or at least one of the aspects, because your stories still don't match up. It just sounds ridiculous. I mean, everything you say sounds ridiculous, but that really just sounds off. It just doesn't make any sense. We'll see.
Business, including the cost of electricity, cost of games, cost of equipment, ongoing, even healthcare is a tax write-off and stuff like that. So, last year there was a decent amount of stuff that I ended up buying. One of the big purchases was this, a couple $100, and, I'm sure as I go through the year, this happens every year, I start looking at it, I'm like, I didn't even remember I spent that. It kind of keeps popping up, things that I had to buy here or there, things that I had to spend here or there for the business. So, I got to work on it. So starting that Sunday night, all right,
So yet again, why are you waiting till the last minute? This should have been done. Beginning of February. You should have already had this squared away, because you should have had. He should have had all his paperwork by then. And so instead of you sitting on your ass complaining about a video game, maybe you should be a fucking adult and handle what needs to be handled. Just saying.
25th, that night will be dedicated to me working on my taxes. Now, if I don't get my taxes done on that day, that means either Monday or Tuesday night or both, which would be the 26th and 27th of February, I'm going to have to work even more on my taxes, all right? Hopefully, knock on wood, I can get the taxes done that one night. But if I can't, I'm going to have to take another night off from streaming in order to work on this, all right? It's very important, obviously. If I get this information to my accountant, say, by the end of February like he wants, hopefully by, say, mid-March, he can go through the data and he can tell me, Phil, this is what you're going to owe remaining from 2017, and here's what your first payment's going to be for 2018, all due in mid-April.
Then I can tell you guys, guess what? I have this much money. This is what I owe. So we got to do a drive, basically, kind of a drive event in order to try to make as much as I possibly can before the end of the month. It's a scam. This thing is a complete scam. You created the monster. You unleashed the monster.
Wow.
And now your complaint is, well, the monster's too powerful to control. Well, fuck you. That's your fault. Let me fucking unleash the beast. You feed me more. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. This kind of shit needs to come out. This
Apparently.
kind of shit needs to be exposed for what it is.
Fucking crazy,
it's the one
man.
thing you live for. It's the one thing you die for. It's the one thing you need in your life. It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control.
Nope.
Or before, excuse me, not the end of the month, but before the taxes hit and they're due, okay? You know, I've been talking about this ever since January. I've been saying, you know, I know in April taxes are going to come due, and I just don't know what they're going to be. So I should have more information on that, hopefully in March. I mean, if I'm giving them the information by the end of February, you would think by March we'd have it, right?
No, you idiot. Maybe you should have done everything in the beginning of February so you could have had everything in the beginning of March. And then you could have had the whole month. You could have had all of March, and you could have had probably the beginning, maybe the beginning of April to get the money together. But no, instead you're going to wait on your fucking ass yet again till the last damn minute just so you can get these kids to scramble to get this money to you. And I think you do that on purpose. I think you what you do is you incubate the actual situation to drive as much tension and desperation as possible, to where you constantly portray like you're at the edge. You know what I mean? Everything's almost gone. You're going to lose the business. You're going to lose your life. You're going to lose everything. You always perpetuate that. And I think the reason why you wait till the last minute for stuff like this is it heightens up the desperation. And it makes people really think, Jesus Christ, I got to get as much to fill as I possibly can, because if not, we're going to lose them. I almost am certain that you purposely do that. And I think it's almost a given.
I am maybe going to do, here's what I'm thinking. Maybe the final day of the month of February, let's see how many subs I have on Twitch. And if I haven't hit the goal of 550, I may do a drive. What?
See, okay, that's what I was talking about earlier. He's going to do some type of drive on February, at the end of February or this month. And then he's going to do it again in April. Like I said, so he's basically going to do, or at least what it sounds like, he's going to do a drive for Twitch and then a drive for his actual taxes. Now, that drive for Twitch, if he's doing if he does a fundraiser for his taxes or just his finances every 4 months, guarantee you he'll probably do one for Twitch every 3.
My God, please, you gotta tip me because I have no money. I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
Sure do.
So fucking greedy. Remember how I did a drive at the end of December where it was really, let's raise enough money to pay the taxes. It won't be that serious, but it'll be let's drive to get as many possible subscriptions as I can get by the end of the day on the final day of February, the 28th. Yep. If we hit 550, we can do the cooking show, right?
See, that's what I'm saying. He'll probably start doing miniature drives like that, like I said, every probably 3 months and whatnot, if he can't get steady, organic growth on Twitch. I guarantee you that's what he'll probably start doing. He has to see how this one plays out, but I guarantee you he'll start doing that because he's starting to get desperate and whatnot. Twitch needs to pan out. You know what I mean? I would say mentally in his own head, he's expecting to have 2,000. Let's say I'll be a bit ambitious about this. I'd say he's expecting to have anywhere between 25 and 3,000 new subscribers by the end of this year, 2018. If he does these drives, these miniature drives that kind of shoot up the sub count, maybe he'll do so. Maybe he thinks in his own head he might get it, because if people see that he's growing, then people might want to go over there and see what exactly the buzz is about. Well, we'll have to see, but that's at least one of my thoughts.
He has 600, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't think we're getting 100 subs in the next 10 days. Then I'll be doing a new Patron Choice playthrough to replace Super Mario Sunshine that just finished, right? But I think these drives, like doing special events with multiplayer with, the stats on the top of the screen, it motivates people. Inside of people, there is this desire to just control, hurt, take. You know what I mean? Just do what gives you pleasure and fuck everyone else.
That guy needs to be kicked in the freaking balls. He's an asshole.
I mean, it's rare when I have to come out and say, guys, we really need tons of money today. When do I say that, right? Very rarely. Like I said, the one time was the end of last year when a tax situation came up out of nowhere. I don't feel that I'm in a situation where I do those kind of things. Sadly, there are people out there who exploit. And they find ways to exploit constantly. That's like me, right?
Yeah.
That's like me.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I'm all about.
Yep.
Okay? That's what I'm all about.
Sure are.
To contribute. And I think that if I did a drive for subs by the end of this month, and again, drive to help pay the taxes and everything, things would go really well. And I think that we'd have a big positive ending to the month of February. So I'm thinking of doing that the final day of February, the 28th. Of course, I'd probably do some PUBG, maybe something else. We'll see. But that's kind of my idea to end.
See, this was what I said earlier on, too, about PUBG. That's what he uses it for. He kind of uses that as a crutch. Essentially, that's what it is.
In the month strong. The final day will be this big push for subs and or, support for those upcoming taxes in April. Okay?
Jesus.
What pasta do you prefer?
All right, guys. So there we go on that. That thing about eBay, yet again, that's just kind of him talking out of his ass. Rage quitting Dragon Ball FighterZ. We'll have another video to follow on that. And the miniature fundraiser at the end of this month of February, as well as the actual big fundraiser in the end of April, or sometime in April, I should say. Does any of this sound like somebody who's successful? Does this sound like somebody whose business is doing well and who is on the up and up? I didn't think so. So, like I said, and it's something that Phil never really learned. On your way up, if you're on the way up, remember who the people are that were with you when you were going up. Because when you fall, and everybody falls in some way, shape, or form, some of them don't crash and burn, but some people eventually do fall. You don't want to get kicked down by those very people as you're going down. Seriously. So if you can try to elevate the people around you, man, you should. By all means. And whatnot. Because if he actually reached out to people all those years ago, if he actually established good relationships all those years ago, he would have people that could help push his content when he's at his lowest point. Or even help him make it better. And he just wasn't willing to do it. It goes back to something that Almighty Tevin said about he could have had Leanna learn how to edit his videos, and she could have helped him with the editing part. Whoa, was it? Was that Almighty Tevin? Actually, yeah, it might have been Almighty Tevin. I know there's a couple other people I've heard. I know there's at least one other person I think that said it too, but I'm pretty sure Almighty Tevin had said that also. I think. If I'm wrong, I apologize, Tevin. But I thought I'd heard you say that. I'm sure I've heard multiple people. I know for sure I've heard it from a couple other people, but I feel like I've heard Tevin say it also. And because I binge watch a lot of his videos, so I'm sure I've heard him say it at one time or another. He should have had Panda learn how to edit his videos. And KO Gaming, who knows where KO Gaming would have been? I mean, granted, he was going to lose Panda eventually, but who knows where KO Gaming could have been if he had at least done that. If he's not going to edit them, fine. But at least have her learn how to do it. But that's neither here nor there. All right, guys. There's nothing else to really make out of that, so let's go ahead and close up shop. Ladies and gentlemen, this was DSP News, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions. Wow. This is GTG signing off. End of broadcast.